We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory podcast,
Yes,
the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khelil.
I'm Alex. And man, recently I went to I was thinking the other day, right? I went to this volunteering thing for my job, coworkers. And it was like the first time I had volunteered in like a very long time.
What did you do?
Went to a farm. It was actually really fun. Went to a farm and it was just like literally just farm work, just like with vegetables, right? We were like peeling cloves of garlic, cutting beets and shit. And you're like, if what felt really nice about it was that you were really on the farm. You're like in the middle of nowhere. Like you weren't that far from the city, really.
Right.
But you're in like one of these towns in Massachusetts where it's really suburban.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go on the farm, you don't see like no houses, no buildings, no, just like straight green.
You didn't get to do anything with the animals?
Nah, there was like a little barn that like we visited after we were done volunteering, but it just got me thinking like it was really fun to volunteer and stuff. But it's like
Yeah, I'm sure.
no, yeah,
Volunteering's cool.
volunteering is really cool, but it got me thinking like, what does it really mean to be like a good person? You know, because that was the first time.
You feel like a good person?
I can't even say I felt like a good person when I did it because I was just like I was happy to do it just because I was like in nature and just away from everything else. You know,
Okay.
like I like being outdoors and all that type of stuff.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
But like when I was doing it, I wasn't really thinking about this is going to the farmers market tomorrow. You know, I was just like, this is like fun. I'm with my coworkers. We're like doing some bonding experience.
So it was beneficial to you.
It was beneficial to me.
And that's why you liked it.
Yeah, I suppose. But it was actually like it was a cool thing to do. And like it's like at the same time.
It's benefiting someone.
Yeah, I do it, but it's not like I don't know if it was the primary thing though. Like I want to go back to the farm and do it because it was just a fun thing to do.
It was fun, not because you're helping people.
Yeah, I think so, man. Like it's like the helping people is like an added plus.
And so now you feel like because you want to do it just for your own benefit, you might not be as good a person as
No, but it just got me
you'd
like,
like to be.
I'm just yeah, but it got me more thinking of like what does it even mean to be a good person?
Well,
You know?
what is your example? Like, what do you have any examples of a good person in your mind?
You know, I always heard this quote about like character, which is like the true character of a man or just like a good person,
Right.
is what he does for people that offer nothing to him. So it's like if I was like I saw a homeless person on the street, the homeless person can't offer me much, but I gave him like I'll buy something in the store,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll buy something thing. This is another thing that happened to me too. Like every day, like when I go to work, I get off the train. I work in downtown Boston, so I get off the train, and every day I come out of Park Street, I see at least one person outside the door asking people for change, and I'm one of those people. Like I've become one of those people that just puts their heads down or just to act like they don't even see him.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking like I don't kind of want to do it because this is like that's a person at the same time.
It's funny because I used to work downtown.
Yeah.
This is not even on topic, but they used to always ask me for change or for money or a spare dollar or whatever. And I used to always give it, but I was broke, so I wanted it, right? So eventually, I just stopped carrying cash on me. So now when they're like, you got a spare dollar?
That was your reason for not carrying cash?
I ain't got no cash on me, man.
Scumbag.
And I can say that now without lying. And so I stopped carrying cash for a long time. I needed it.
That was the reason.
Does that make me a bad person? I didn't lie. That's probably better than saying I ain't got it. When I act,
you went way out your way. You went way out your way to not do that.
No, I didn't. I got a debit card.
I mean, that's
It was
cool.
very easy to switch from cash to
just
card.
stop carrying cash altogether. I mean, hey,
And it didn't make me a liar.
I guess.
You know,
So-
I didn't deceive them
So
in
you
any way.
so you felt better about yourself now that you weren't lying.
So I felt like I was not as bad of a person who said, or as bad as I would have been if I said I don't have a dollar when I have it, but I just want it for myself instead. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Right? There is nothing wrong with that, but
I would just feel bad.
like here's the thing I was thinking about, bro. Like every day I walk, like I get off the train, I walk there. I see like at least 4 or 5 homeless people. I'm walking like to work, and then if I don't bring lunch, I pick up lunch.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a couple people like near the spot I go by. Right, they'll be like waiting outside, like a few doors
Downtown,
over.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like, damn, like it's like there's a couple of days I could give these dudes something, you know, but I just like I'm in this habit, like I just never do it. And here's the thing: the one time I did do it, I was like almost like harassed into doing it. You know, I went to like one of the delis near my job, and I'm pretty much like a regular that will probably go there like once a week. And so I'm coming by, I'm like, I'll pick up a sandwich, and there's this drunk dude, and you can tell like, yeah, there's this drunk dude there, right? I'm pretty sure he was homeless. He seemed like he was homeless, and this dude just kept asking me like, he just kept asking people like, oh, can you get this for me? 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 He just kept asking, and I was like, I'm in there for a couple minutes. I was like, you know what, whatever, like I'll do it. And it wasn't even like I did it because I wanted to help this dude out. It was like this. I'm just
You
doing
just
it.
want him to shut up.
Yeah, I just wanted to get rid of this dude, right? And I go to help him out. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy you this. What again? What else I was gonna get him? I think he said he wanted a slice of pizza, right?
Okay.
I was like, yeah, whatever. They don't. I think it's like quiche. It's like a thicker pizza. If you ever heard of quiche or something like that.
I heard of quiche, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it looks like pizza, but I think it's just like a lot thicker and like it tastes almost the same. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll get it for you, right? And keep in mind, I wasn't even gonna buy lunch that day, but I was only buying lunch that day because I was coming into work at like 12 for whatever reason for that day. I was doing something.
Okay.
So I wasn't gonna buy lunch. This is like I was not gonna spend any money this day.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend some money now. And I was just harassing me into buying like his food. He was harassing everybody to buy him some food. So I was like, you know, I'll buy it. There. So I paid for his pizza. Then I'm getting my food. Like I'm waiting for it at the food section. And he was like, "Oh man, can you get me that meatball sub too? Can you get me this
What?
too?" I was like, bro. I was like, yo, chill. I was like, chill out, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah. I was like, hey, you say you want this one thing? And it's like, he kept telling to the cashier like, oh, he got me. I'm like, nah, bro.
He's
I
bugging.
was like, I got you for this one thing. I don't got you for everything else. I got you for this one thing. And now I was like, I don't even feel good about even doing that. Like the one time I do help someone out from downtown.
Right, but you help
It was
probably
like-
the worst possible person you could have helped downtown.
Yeah, facts. That's
Of all the
facts,
nice
though.
homeless people, you got the
That's-
asshole.
yeah,
If he was even really homeless, he seems like a scammer to me.
No, I don't think it was
If he was really homeless.
that's the thing too, man. But it's like, I just feel
But you didn't give me an example of someone you think was good, though.
someone I thought was good. It's just like I think volunteers are good. Like people that take time out their day to volunteer. Like I know one of my coworkers did like some clean up the ocean type thing.
Uh-huh.
I think that's a good person. Like, you know, you're going out of your way to clean the climate. Like obviously you care about the climate. Like I think with every good action,
Right.
there is a better selfish activity with it. But at least if it benefits everybody, then it's not an issue though.
The thing for me, why it's hard for me to define good or like pick a good person,
Yeah.
is like just because you do good things doesn't really mean you're a good person. You know what I mean? Like what if you spend your days cleaning up the ocean and doing all these great things for the earth that's benefiting everybody,
Yeah.
and then you go home and you beat your wife for no reason every single night?
Okay.
Are you still a good person? What if you
Nah, yeah.
love the environment but you hate your wife for some reason? Or you hate your kids and you beat them, or you hate your, you know, whatever it is, whatever horrible thing you do. What if Hitler was like a really avid like pet adoption person and he just saved hundreds of thousands of dogs?
You know, and this you bring up a good point, man. It's like it is hard to label people as good people because everyone is a little bit good, is a little bit bad, probably every single person. But I mean,
So
I guess you can't definitively know.
But what if it's someone that you personally know though?
But here's the thing with people that like I can be nice to anybody I know though. Like I know you. So I don't think being nice to your friends makes you a good person at all.
No. Those
You know
are
what
your
I'm saying?
friends.
Yeah, those are your friends. Like those are people that benefit you. They like, you know, so it's I don't even know the word for it, but it's a back and forth type thing. Like
It's a symbiotic
yeah.
relationship. It's mutually beneficial.
So
there's a reason.
Yeah, there's like, he was a good person. I would never like you see those interviews with like some people that was like killers or whatever, like or they robbed somebody.
I can't believe it was him.
Yeah, I can't believe it was him. I'm like,
right.
bro, you like he's not gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like serial killers have friends that they didn't kill. But
That's
it's
what I'm
like
saying.
it doesn't make you a good person to be nice to your family, your friends. So I think
That goes back to what you said about the
Yeah.
character thing. Like you have to look at how you treat someone.
I don't know if
who
I could
doesn't do
give
anything
an
for you.
example of a good person. Like I would say like my mother or my brother, but that's with me though. You know what I'm saying?
And people like to like say Gandhi, but Gandhi has some problems.
He definitely did. He was a racist. He was this thing. It's always hard looking back because you can always find something that they did especially when you look back historically. You can always find like people that's like, oh, there was something that they did that was like way off. Like, oh, it's just so against your morals that would make them good. Like think about how like the country honors like the founding fathers.
Yep, I mean they're all
I'm like-
slaves.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, fuck those guys.
So
like if I was alive back then, they probably would thought to own me.
Oh, facts.
You know, so I'm saying, so it's hard for me at least, and that brings another thing of perspective, like it matters who it's coming from.
Right. So goodness is like beauty. It just depends on who you ask and what they know.
Yeah, I want to say that, but I feel like there's times where people can just be objectively good though.
Like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Yeah, he's he's an objectively good person. But
Jesus.
yeah,
I mean, he did fuck up the marketplace one time. Is he still good? Didn't he body a couple of people in the market? Like,
I think he's
still a good person, right?
But those dudes were corrupt. I'm pretty sure. So it all like kind of cancels.
That's another whole.
It might cancel out. But just going back to like just my own personal experience going downtown every single day. It's like I don't even know. Like I think the idea of me not caring about being a good person is what's bothering me now.
You don't even care to try to be good.
It's like I don't care about caring about being a good person. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's it. I think that rubs me the wrong way. Like I don't know. I was just like being introspective. I was just looking back, just like thinking, journaling, whatever. And I'm like,
right.
And that incident downtown has had me thinking. It's like, damn,
But the fact that it rubs you the wrong way, that you feel like you don't care, means that you actually do care about being a good person. But you just haven't really been, I don't know, living up to your expectations, maybe.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like, maybe I just care about the perception that I'm not a good person. Like, or maybe other people might not think of me as a good person or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it might be something like that. But it's like, damn, I really don't do like since we started the podcast. Like I told you, I want to do like mentorship and volunteering. Like I want to get more involved in my community.
Right.
But the fact I haven't done this already, you know what I'm saying?
So because if you do it now, is this gonna be for? Do you feel like people gonna think it's for appearance's sake?
Yeah, I think it will be. But I mean, I don't even think they're gonna care about that much because you're doing something good. Right. Like, one of my friends from Hyde Park, he took like this kid under his wing pretty much. I see him like every snap, every story he has. He's with this kid. He's like mentoring them,
that's
like
dope.
Teaching them like basketball, school, all this type of stuff. Is like around here, like they only care about you if you play basketball, you can rap, and he's like teaching them like everything else about life, like literally like his big brother now.
Right.
And I think that's like really dope. That's like a lot of community outreach.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like, oh damn, but it's like I should be, not to his extent maybe, or like, but I should it encourages me to do like more things that I'm doing right now that I feel like I can do, but that I'm not actually doing.
So what do you think? So you feel like up to this point you just not been a good person because you haven't been really good in this area of your life? Why not look at how you treat your friends or how you treat your family?
Because anybody can do that.
Why not look at how you treat your strangers at work, your coworkers, people like your profession?
It's coworkers. You gotta get along with your coworkers.
All right.
Like you don't have. You have to be able to be cordial. You have to be able to be cordial with your coworkers at least. Like you don't have to be best friends. You don't have to go out to drinks or whatever. You don't have to do trivia nights. You don't have to do any of that. But you have to at least just be able to work on basis. Like, yeah, I'm cool with my coworkers, so that's like an added plus. But not everyone has to do that. Even if you don't do that, that doesn't make you a bad person.
My point is there's so many other capacities in which you can be good in, rather than volunteering.
No, there are.
So why do you?
But what are those capacities that I'm doing? Like, or just, and it's not even to focus on myself, but just in general. Like,
do you feel like you're not compassionate enough? Like when people suffer tragedy, you just don't have enough empathy.
I do, but I feel like, and that's the thing with the country. It's like, I feel like we just don't have enough compassion for each other. Where there's not enough understanding, there's not enough community outreach. Like
compassion is expensive these days.
Is it? Like, do you feel a part of your community? That's like the one thing I'll say. Like when my cousin moved out of his house and he moved to East Boston, he started going to the community center. He started going to like the local food shops. They like try to teach him like Spanish. Here's how you order in Spanish. He became like part of the community. Like
not in that sense.
Yeah,
but I feel like when I'm driving on the streets, I'm like, my taxes. I feel that way sometimes.
That doesn't work. So I mean, maybe there's a lack of sense of like real community here, where like I feel like I'm part of like a hoop community, or like I'm part of like maybe like a podcast community. Something that I'm doing.
So you feel like because people are so separate these days, they don't really have compassion towards each other.
Yeah, and you see like the politics now, for example, and it's just like there's no compassion, there's no sympathy, there's no empathy, man. Like you talking about like not to get into this whole political rant. But you're talking about kids being locked in cages and people like family being torn apart.
And people make jokes about it.
It's not even the joke. It's the first thing you're asking about is their papers. I'm like, bro, like these are people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like actual people. Like again, like okay, maybe this is like this has to happen for whatever reason, right? Like you can't allow everyone's country. That's cool. But like dudes can't say bye to their parents last time. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about people. Like there was that raid. I think in Mississippi or Alabama where they like just took all the factory workers. Kids came back home, they're all gone.
Damn.
And I'm like, bro, you talking about they should have papers. Like where's the compassion? Where's the empathy that you feel for other people?
So you feel like because they don't have any compassion to these particular people, then maybe they're not good people
No, absolutely.
themselves.
Yeah, that, I mean, it has to be an issue though. Like, if you can't feel for other people's pain, or
What
you
if
can't,
what if you just can't feel for those people's pain?
I mean, you can't care about everybody, right? But if your initial reaction is, oh, that's too bad, like, oh, tough shit, or it's like, you know what I'm saying, or it's like, oh, where's your papers? I think that's an issue though.
What if you heard, nah, this is not even comparable, right?
Yeah.
But what if you heard like, Bill Gates just lost $2 billion?
Okay.
Would you feel bad for him?
I don't know if I feel bad, but I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Right. What if like maybe
But
not
wait,
2 billion?
what
What if
you
he lost
said,
like what if he
you
lost
said
like
2 billion?
25% of his wealth?
I don't feel bad. I mean, he's well off though,
Right.
so I wouldn't feel bad for him. I'll be
But-
like, that sucks. But I mean, he's gonna be alright.
But you don't feel like there's some people who be like, he worked so hard to get that and so hard to keep that, to lose all that just in one fell swoop
It would
is devastating to him.
It would. No, I'm not. Yeah, but I can't. Maybe that's another thing too. I can't relate to that situation.
But you can relate to the people being locked up.
Relate to just I think everyone can though. Maybe not like being like locked up in jail or just like you would a normal person.
There are some things
if
that
families get separate, I think you would feel that.
there's also the difference between these people having their human rights being infringed upon and Bill Gates just being less of a billionaire. You're not going to feel bad about
No, yeah, I'm not
going
gonna-
from like the second richest to the fourth richest.
It's Bill Gates. He's gonna be
He's
okay.
gonna be fine,
Bill
but
Gates,
you're gonna care about
Bill Gates gonna be okay.
this child who's gonna grow up with all
Yeah.
these traumatic experiences
It's not-
now, just a damaged
yeah.
psyche. That's way different.
So how do you go about defining who a good person is? Like,
What I'm thinking about now is like, how do you even define who your heroes are? How do you know if they're good people? How do you know they're people you should emulate? Because now you could be following in this person's footsteps, just to find out later on that,
They're
like I said,
scumbag.
right? They're scumbags.
There was one actor that's like, oh man, I forgot his name. Oh man, it's like an absolute bitch to work with. Like everyone hated him. Like if you're on set, he just made like the biggest scene. Every single person that worked with him said they hated him. I forgot his name though.
What was he in?
Bro, I really can't remember. But I
Nothing about him?
remember hearing the story, and then like it wasn't Vince Vaughn, but I feel like it was someone like
I heard Kramer was hard to work with from Seinfeld.
I mean, maybe, but it's like, oh man, who was it? That's gonna bother me now, bro. But yeah, so appearances matter, but I feel like, how do you know if you? Maybe if you don't know if someone else is good, but just how do you know if you're good? Is the question that I'm asking, and that's the question I ask myself now. It's like, I think most people are just average, and that's kind of a human thing too. You just care about yourself, you care about your family,
Right.
You care about your friends.
But what if you have horrible thoughts? Does that make you a bad person?
Nah.
I don't think it does.
Nah, because people just think mad crazy shit.
Sometimes I feel
randomly.
guilty about the things that I think, but then it's like you're not your thoughts. You're the thoughts that you act upon, right? So you can think about doing some messed up. You could think about punching some guy in the face at work because he's annoying you, but you don't do that. So you're what you did, not what you thought. You know what I mean?
How often do you think that?
No, I'm giving an example.
I'm saying, well, if you think it often though, maybe it's different.
No. If it's a recurring thought and you keep fighting it, then you keep doing.
Okay, but what if like past experiences like reinforce those thoughts though?
Like, what do you mean?
Like we had that episode about police, and we had past experiences that would reinforce the thoughts of not like rocking with police like that, right?
Right.
So what if you're like, say,
So now that I meet a police officer, I'm just a dick to him. Is it because I'm a bad person, or is it because
you had past experiences that made you not rock with police? Like say you got assaulted by a police officer, or they made you fear your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next police officer, you just like, nah, get away from me. Like you try to just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So like, dude, how much leeway am I gonna give you?
If you're being fair, and that's a part of being good, you wouldn't treat that second police officer as if he was the first one.
But could I blame you if you did that though?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's not the one who
But what if it was? What if it
you.
was just like it wasn't just one though? It was like this happened to you multiple times, like 3 or 4 times.
I mean, each time your goodness is being chipped away until there's no goodness left in you in that regard, and therefore in that regard you're not good anymore. I'm not gonna say that you're not good overall, but in that regard, nah, I wouldn't. I would say you're wrong for that. No matter what it is, if you treat somebody as if there's someone before, that goes for police officers, that goes for exes, and new relationships.
Yeah, no, I was even thinking about. I was like, I use a police officer and kind of gets like a racism thing, where if you just have like so many bad, like instances with this one particular race, now you just like get away from me or I don't fuck with you. Is that your fault?
Man, I've had so many bad experiences with black people. I still love
no,
black
but
people.
you're black though, so that's different from you. Like,
yeah,
what if you're like,
I can be
all right,
black
so
and hate black people.
I'll give you this example. I mean, you can't be, but I'll give you this example. Like, what if you're Pakistani, right? And you just hate Indians. There's a long history there. You hate Indians, or you don't hate them, but maybe as a cultural whole, you don't get along with them,
Okay.
and then you keep having bad experiences that reinforce, like, oh damn, maybe these people are right. Maybe what these people told me about Indians was right this whole time. So maybe I shouldn't rock with
And
them.
you
Like,
never have a good experience.
like I'm not gonna say I never have a good experience, but the experiences I have are either average
Or
like,
bad.
or bad. Yeah, there's like never. I'm not gonna say it's never a good experience, but I never go out my way looking for like a good experience with
And so now you're in a public place talking about how Indians are trash and how Indians are this, Indians are that, and you're completely justified in your head because you have all these experiences.
Yeah.
But now someone overhears you. Like, how dare you? How dare you just generalize like that, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll go with that. Yeah,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one.
That's a,
I'm saying, does that
'cause I
make
can't really blame that person.
Yeah, you can't blame that person, but at like the initial thought, it's like, oh damn, they're like,
Exactly.
So how much credit do you give that person? Like, how much leeway do you give them? That's what I'm saying.
Me personally, I wouldn't give them much.
Maybe you can't call them good, but you can't say they're bad at the same time.
I'll probably call them racist.
Call them racist.
I'll probably call them racist. If I heard you talking bad about another race, off rip, I'm gonna think in my head. If you're talking bad about them because of their race, off rip, I'm gonna think you're a racist, regardless of what your
the
experiences
reason
were.
I use like the Pakistani India thing, like particularly because there's like a huge history behind that,
Right.
and it's like, so how much are we gonna blend that? Like,
let's
how much
say-
are we gonna
let's
blend
say I'm
that into
ignorant to
effect,
the
though?
history.
Yeah, you're ignorant to the history, but like the Pakistani person is not, or the Indian person is not.
Right, but me overhearing you talking bad about a whole other race and not knowing about the
But what if
history.
they commit genocide against your people? Like, I'll just use this example. They commit genocide against your people.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Is that? But it's like,
It's not right.
It's not. All right,
It's not right. That's my initial reaction.
So are you a bad person for that then?
That's
'Cause
my thought.
The,
See,
the
right.
people now, they haven't committed genocide against you.
You're right, exactly. But my first thought is fuck them. That's my thought, right? Now,
But do you
how
say
good
that
I
out
am
loud?
depends on what I do then. I said it out loud because I'm just saying what
No,
I
no,
was
I'm
thinking.
saying, do you say that? Do you say that out loud? Like, would you, or even if you say it out loud, do you say it out loud behind closed doors, like with your other Pakistani friends or whatever? Or how does that work?
If you say it and then you act on it, like if you say fuck, Indians or fuck Pakistanis, and then you go and you stone them or something, then I'm gonna say you're a bad person.
You say you're a bad person?
Because the people in the past did it. I'm gonna say you're a bad person because you're stoning the current people because of what their ancestors did, right? And that's a whole other. That's another topic I want to get into.
All right.
That often people become what they hate, right? But that's a whole other thing.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But if you say fuck Pakistanis, but then you treat them with kindness because
Yeah.
you know that this guy right now who's homeless asking for help is not the ones who committed genocide against your people. I'm gonna say even though you said fuck Pakistanis, fuck Indians, whatever it was, doesn't matter anymore because now what you're doing is you're helping them.
See, yeah, war can be tricky. Well, if it's not a war, but just like that, I feel like history plays a part into this too. But I really want to think about this volunteering thing again, man. Like it just really had me thinking about like what it actually means to be a good person. Like I think because you would feel like if someone told you they volunteer, they do like Doctors Without Borders, Habitats for Humanity. Your initial thought would be like, oh, like what a good person. They're helping a ton of people. So does that
society has a part to play in that conception, in that that idea that's in your head though, because we're taught to believe that people who volunteer are generally good people.
Of course, but if you're doing good, are you not good though? Or if you're doing good for like a majority percent of the time, are you not a good person?
Well, yeah.
Like if I'm spending my off days, like if I work a 9 to 5 or 10 to 7, and I spend the rest of my time going to a food pantry to feed the homeless, or I'm spending my time to travel and
why are you doing it? To feel better about yourself because you want to be seen as a good person? Is that your intention?
But does that matter though?
If it's self-interest, I feel like there's a difference between pure goodness and just like beneficial actions. You're beneficial, but are you good? You know what I mean?
But if you still do good, aren't you good though?
You might be it depends on why you do it.
Does it depend on what? Like if I'm feeding like a million homeless people per day through my program that I ran out and I help house them
On a consistent basis.
Yes, on a consistent basis. Would I not be a good person?
I'm gonna give you this example.
Yeah.
Right now, China is in Africa doing a lot of infrastructure work.
I mean, that's hard though, man. That's a whole country. That's a whole country. We can't talk about if a country's good. I'm gonna stop you right there. That's too hard.
So, all right, let me make it abstract.
All right, yeah, please.
I'm helping you every day to, let's say I want you to become very strong.
Yeah.
Become a bodybuilder.
Okay.
And every day I'm with you in the gym. I'm motivating you, buying all your supplies, everything.
Yeah.
You're 100% supported by me. Let's say I'm doing that for, a bunch of people or whatever. And then at the end of it, I use you and forcibly, and then I create this rule that if you're able to do this, then you should join the army. Let's say I'm like secretly like working for the U.S. government or for whatever government that I'm part of.
Okay.
And I'm training you day in day out consistently,
Yeah.
doing good for my community. Maybe training all these young men
Yeah.
and young women to be strong. And then at the end of it, I say, if you're able to do this, if you're at this conditioning level, this strength level, join the army. Go fight for me. Am I a good person? Because I was doing good this whole time.
Damn.
But now at the end, there's that gotcha. I was doing good, but not for goodness sake. I was doing good for my sake.
I can't. I feel like you were trapping people though. I can't call you good if you're trapping people.
Exactly, but I was doing good, wasn't I, on a consistent basis?
You were, but you were doing that good for like a
Exactly. The intention. That's what I'm talking about. There's that. Why are you doing this?
Nah, I'm not calling him good, because that's a specific thing where you did something, but it was mainly like the good that happened was like a benefit. That was just like a what's like a side benefit, right? The reason you were doing it was to get people to join the army, and that was the whole purpose of you even going there in the first place.
Right.
The intention thing is a major factor, but your whole goal is like if you wouldn't do it.
I feel like the intention might be more meaningful than the actual action sometimes.
Sometimes. But it's like, all right, so say if you're an average person, right? You're nice to your friends, you're nice to your family, then you just do volunteering, or you go train a bunch of people and all this type of stuff, right? Does that make you a good person, though?
If you're doing it for the betterment of everyone around you, not for yourself?
But there's always a benefit to yourself, though, because you'll feel good about yourself.
Right, but is that why you're doing it?
It could be. It's like, oh, damn, I train all these people, I help all these people. I feel great now, I help all these people.
If that's why you're doing it, then yeah. If your intentions are pure, then yeah, you're a good person.
But I said I do it because it feels good to help all these people. Well, it feels good to help all these people.
If you said
it makes me feel better about myself when I help all these people. Right?
Then I'll say you're beneficial. You're not bad, but your intentions aren't pure. It's not selfless.
Who has pure intentions, man?
Some people are very selfless.
Who has pure intentions?
Some people are selfless.
Who? Like moms?
Parents, for example.
Okay, but that's because
maybe you feel bad if your child dies, but at the same time, you want them to live and to be healthy. And you work, 14-hour days every day because you want that for them. Not because you want to feel good about your child surviving. You know what I'm saying? And what about the people now who have good intentions, but then they do bad things? What if it's like we mentioned in the last episode? What if they are one of those people who said, the ends justify the means? I have this good end in mind, so I can employ these horrible means. Are they bad people? Thanos wanted to save the universe, but to do that, he wanted to kill billions and trillions of living people, of living things. Good intentions, bad thing. Was he a bad person?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a bad person.
But his intentions were good. He was trying to save the universe. He was trying to save a lot more lives than he was going to take away.
Really?
Really.
And
not only was he going to save those lives, but he was going to increase the overall happiness in his mind. In his mind, people would just forget about the dead relatives and just be happy about them.
Wouldn't it make more sense to take off the bad people first from each planet, and then go from there?
But then he'd have to be, the judge of who's good and who's bad. And as we see, how do you determine that?
You could have a... I say criminal. I'm sorry. I'll use criminal. I won't use bad. I'll use criminal, right?
A criminal is someone who breaks the law. The law doesn't tell you what's right and wrong. It just tells you what's accepted and what's not.
Bad criminal. Murderers, thieves, rapists,
all right,
robbers, right?
Sure.
We can do that, right?
Yes.
So you can take off, we'll say that's 1% of every population. How much you say right there? Thanos was a piece, like, he was cool villain, bro, but nah, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that.
I'm just saying he had a good intention. All right, maybe he's an extreme example.
You can't say I'm gonna wipe out the world.
He might be an extreme example.
But freaking God did it, or at least in the Bible he did it, where he said I'm gonna wipe out the world, fuck everything
except Noah.
I'm gonna save this guy because he's a good person.
Oh man.
And
he was good because he prayed, and everyone else is bad because they didn't, right?
Well, or they live like unholy lives.
Because unholy lives, like not
only not praying, but like just like being
not in service of God,
earthly things, that type of stuff, right? So it's God.
So God has had his criteria for good and bad. It was very simple to him. Made it easy for him to make that decision.
So is he a good person for doing that? Because his intention was good, but at the same time, he just wiped off like the whole earth besides
one family.
Yeah, like what kind of? Come on. You couldn't say more than one? Huh? You can't say more than one family, bro?
I'm not. In that situation, is God a good person?
I'm saying, is he a good being?
That's a good question. I'm not going to give an answer. I'm just going to say that's a good
I was
question.
just saying, if you wipe out the whole thing, it's like I got to start over. I mean, like I think even your intentions are pure. I think, is there ever a case where that justifies the means then?
In my mind,
you're gonna say no, but
hardly.
But sometimes you have to do fucked up shit though. Like I don't think if you do fucked up shit it makes you a bad person. I think you can do fucked up shit and still be a good person though.
It depends on like why you did it though.
You did it for the greater good.
If you did it for the greater good, and depending on what how messed up it was, okay, then of course, like if you murdered trillions of people, then it doesn't matter what you wanted to do, you can't do that, right? But it was like
hold on, bro. The other day you said you would kill 30 random people if it was like world peace or something.
Right.
That makes you a good person?
That's not trillions though.
I'm not saying, but you're saving billions of people. That make you a good person though.
Does that make me a good person? Depends on who you ask. If you ask me, of course.
But look how much pain you just inflicted.
Look how much good I inflicted. I inflicted a lot of pain, but way more good. The net benefit is crazy.
But look what you did, though.
The net benefit is crazy.
The net benefit is crazy. So you're not good. You're not good.
0.0002% of the population is now extremely sad. And that's heartbreaking.
You're just beneficial. You're not good.
But the other 99.999% are extremely happy and fulfilled.
You're beneficial. You're not good. Like you just said.
It depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask.
You have to come up with a way to. So how do you determine someone's good, man?
It depends on who you ask. There's no universal thing because someone's gonna say.
But I feel like you can be objectively good. Like Mr. Rogers, I think 99% of people say he's an objectively good person.
The most benefit, I mean, the most generic, the most broad sense of being good is just having a positive net effect on your surroundings. If the net,
why do intentions matter if you have a positive net effect? Like why would it matter what I think or what I want? Basic. Well, but why would it matter what I think or what I want to do if what I'm doing already like benefiting everybody? So that makes me like
in that sense, then you're still good, right? Because let's follow my example again. I train all these people, then I send them to the army, and then they all die. That there's no net benefit to that. Everyone died. But what if I trained them still? They went to the army, and then they took down Saddam Hussein. And it's just crazy that benefit. Then even though I trained you just to join the army, because the benefits kept piling on, I never turned out to be a bad person.
So that was weighed by the outcome?
That goes into it too.
Oh man.
This is not simple.
Being good shouldn't be this complicated though. I feel like it's easy. I feel like
so there should be two rules then.
It's not that hard to be a bad. It's not that hard to not be a bad person.
It's not what?
It's not that hard to not be a bad person.
To just be a neutral person?
Yeah.
No, just
so. But what's all this shit with being a good person? Why is this shit so complicated now? Maybe I shouldn't feel that bad about walking by homeless people then.
And should you even want to be a good person?
You should want to be a good person. If you're a good person.
But what if you don't want to be? Does that make you like bad? If you just want to be neutral, if you just want to serve yourself, that doesn't make you bad.
It doesn't make you bad.
It doesn't make you good. But people are gonna see it as a bad thing.
If you just want to be neutral.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's. I mean. But if someone told you that, you'd be like, "Oh, damn, this guy."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's what I was saying about the whole volunteering thing. Like society, it already has that connotation with it. Someone who is.
But you could say volunteering is a neutrally good thing because you're at the end of the day, you're still helping other people.
To what end?
I'm not saying volunteering alone makes you a good person, but it's a neutrally good thing.
That's why I'm saying there should be two conditions.
All right, what's the two conditions, man?
The net positive benefit and good intentions. Your intention should never be harm or self-interested, and the net effects should always be positive.
How could you? But what, like I'm saying, what if you get fulfillment out of that? That's a self-interest though.
I'm not gonna say you're good because you enjoy playing an instrument. You get fulfillment off of that, but just because what you get fulfillment out of has a net benefit or benefits others doesn't make you a good person. Because
if I get fulfillment from helping people with autism, right?
Okay.
Would that not make me? I'm still doing a lot of good, and the outcome is still good. And I like the people. I like helping people. I like helping people with autism, but it really is. It provides me a lot of fulfillment.
That's gonna be seen as good, whether it actually is. Even if you don't really care about what the outcome is for these people with autism, you get fulfillment from knowing that you tried. that effort that society sees, they're gonna label it as good. But the question of whether you yourself are good, even if you don't really care about these people, in my eyes, you're just beneficial. You're not really good. You're a valuable member of society. You're beneficial. I'm not gonna knock you for that.
See,
I like you, as a matter of fact, but I'm not gonna say you're a good person.
I haven't even thought about this beneficial term until you just brought it up, bro. Like it's just.
But I feel like
it makes sense, but I mean, I feel like we don't have that distinguishment right now, and that just. I don't know, man. It's tough. That's tough. That's tough because I really don't know.
You hate to say it, but there should be a difference. Someone who cares for the sick and the elderly, because they feel good about it, isn't necessarily a good person.
But then you'll never know unless they tell you, though.
Exactly.
So now we just never know.
Now you don't know. Now you can't.
But even if they tell you, you might be skeptical because dude's just doing it to feel good about themselves. Like, think about this. Like, you never thought about, like, I'll use, like, pastors or priests, for example. You never just thought about, they're doing this because they feel like, if I do this, I'll definitely get into heaven. Like, that's not a valid thought, but it's they're still doing good. They're still teaching people the word of God or whatever.
They're beneficial. They're useful. But are they good? I wouldn't say that they're good.
Okay.
You can be Bill Gates donating all his money at one point, just to say that, look at me, I did this. I'm such a good person. It's like those people who donate to the homeless and then they take selfies while they do it. They're doing something good.
No.
But it's also very self-interested.
That's different.
They're doing something good, are they not?
I feel like the people just randomly just donate to charity. I don't think that makes them a good person. Because like say if like any rich person can do that, and then you get a tax write off of it, right, and then you can just get like, I did this. Like, you guys shouldn't be this hard on me if I do some fucked up shit. I donate to charity. I donate to charity.
They're just trying to balance out the good with the bad.
But that example you gave, man, like the selfie shit that's corny. That's corny.
But
that's
they're doing something good.
Nah, you're not. Well, yeah, you are.
They're just.
But that's
see what
corny.
I'm saying? They're not good. They're just beneficial.
But I feel like taking pictures with is like that's another level of just like I'm just going.
Those people are just very out in the open with it.
Yeah, I'm like.
It doesn't mean other people don't feel the same.
I'm like, that's not cool. Like, that's lame, bro. You don't gotta record somebody when they're down. Like, that's
right.
Cool. That's corny.
But no, they're not doing it to record them while they're down. They're just doing it to show the world, look how good I am.
Yeah, but look what you're doing. You're giving this person thing, but what are you doing to his mental effect? So I don't even think that.
What if they blurred out their face of the homeless person, but they just took a selfie of them donating or putting something in the bucket or something, just to say, look how good I am, everyone. Praise me. Improve your opinion of me. Man.
Because if you were good, you wouldn't need that recognition.
That's what I'm saying. If you were good, you would do it for the selflessness.
No, but you're getting recognition when you do that though. Like I could spend like 50 hours volunteering. I could spend 50 hours mentoring. You know, I could spend like another 30 hours teaching kids at school, right? But I never tell anybody about that. So there's no recognition there. But I still do it for my own self-fulfillment.
There's a difference. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for recognition, then that's.
If you do it for recognition, if you do it for recognition, like scumbag. Like that's we can say that.
One. Yeah.
But if you're just doing it for your own personal fulfillment, there's still a huge net benefit though. So I think I could call that like a good person though, because there's no truly selfless act, right?
I don't believe that. Sacrificial acts.
Yeah, like what is there like a truly selfless act that you can think of?
Yeah, like all those mass shootings that happened, and you hear about the people who jumped in front of the bullets or tried to take down the gunman and then got killed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They did it to save other people.
They did
just because to save other people, not for themselves at all. I'll call those people great people.
Okay, that's fair.
There's some selfless acts, and if
that's few and far in between though. Like
exactly
stepping in front of like a gunshot.
Right, but like, what's a good thing that I enjoy doing? I enjoy giving people compliments.
But you enjoy it though.
I enjoy because I know they feel better about themselves.
Okay.
I enjoy because I know I'm having a good effect on them, not because.
Yes, because you know you're having a good effect on them.
Right.
And that good effect makes you feel better that you had a good effect on them.
I feel good because I feel good in proportion to how good they feel.
Bro, what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I give you a compliment, like, if I say, I like your pen. Oh, my dad gave me this. He just died. And now you bummed out. I gave you a compliment, but now you bummed out. I don't feel that good about it. But if I say I like your shirt, and you're like, oh my God, my wife gave me this, yada, yada, yada. Now you feel great.
Okay.
Now I feel good. You feel a lot better than I do. But I'm like, hey, I just made this person's day better. I had a good effect, and now I feel better.
Okay.
It's not completely selfless.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so we
but
agree,
it's in proportion to that positive effect.
so we're gonna agree that most people are just like there's a self interest involved.
Yes.
Whether it's fulfillment, it could be a no, but the reason why the self interest is involved matters, which is making it good. So if you're doing it for like fulfillment, that's okay. If you're still doing good, right?
If you're just doing it for like self-fulfillment,
Yeah, like okay, I volunteer, it makes me feel good. I mentor, it makes me feel good. I don't know. I help out animals.
why does it
makes
make
me
you feel
feel
good? Does it make you feel good just because
No, but
it's considered a good thing, or does
But
it
what
make you
if-
feel
what
good
if-
because you know you're having a good effect?
it could be both, but one outweighs the other though. So what if it's like 70-30? Like, oh, it makes me feel
It's too many
good.
breakdowns, man. Because now it depends on why you're feeling good, not just because you're feeling good.
What do you mean, bro?
Because now, what if you're feeling good because, like I said, like you feel good because you get off on other people's happiness.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good person.
Isn't that a great thing though?
I feel like that's a good person.
Okay.
But if you're doing it just because you know that now you're gonna be considered a good person because you did this good thing,
Yeah, but that's the recognition thing. So
no, but you're not showing it off. But you're just saying, once people find out about this, or once I mention this in conversation, I'm gonna be seen as a good person. Once people see me,
But don't you-
across the counter giving out, sweaters or relief to hurricane victims.
But don't you run the risk of people just not seeing that though, or just
That's
not
fine.
even remembering that
No,
though?
you're not doing it for the recognition per se. You're just doing it for the
For that one moment where
that
people
perception, I guess, for that general idea of you to be good, not because you want everyone to know, but because you want the people who see to know that you, or to think that you're a good person.
Man, that's tough.
There's too many breakdowns for me. This good thing, this good thing. It completely
So who is
depends on
truly
you
good?
ask.
We don't know if anybody is truly good in
It
this
depends.
world.
There's no such thing as good.
There's no such thing as good.
This
Nah.
depends on who you ask.
All
Depends on who you ask.
right, man.
There's some people who want the death penalty, some people who don't. Some people think it's good, some people who don't. Right?
Yeah, but those are like causes though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing. Like, is there something? Are there things that you can do that are so bad that will just negate you from being a good person? You'd argue, yeah. You say probably like murdering somebody. Like if I just murdered a kid in the street one day for no reason.
For no reason. And
But then I like, oh, you find out that I do all this great stuff in the world, but
and then for like the next 50 years, you're just selfless, completely just this amazing person, but you committed a murder before.
And the whole time I was the same selfless person. But this kid, like, he stepped on my he threw a rock at me, so I threw him across the street, and he died. I didn't mean to kill him, but I just got rid of him. But who throws kids though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would
Are
you
you a
throw?
good person?
Am I a good person? Like, am I a good person? You know what I'm saying? Like I got upset at this kid one time, who threw a rock at my car while I was
It goes
driving.
into redemption and second chances.
No, but
And
it's
that,
like,
you give redemption and second chances to
It's
people
like-
who you think are good now.
but hold on, but like say no one ever found out though. Like this kid, I'm literally saying, like, I'm walking by, he throws a rock at my head, I get pissed off and I like toss him into the street. But I didn't mean to kill him, but he dies. Can I still be a good person? Like,
Depends on who you ask.
but especially if I do, like, you find out, like, I do all this human rights work, all this animal rights work, like I have, like, my own farm, take care of sheltered animals, sheltered kids, I mentor, I teach underprivileged youth, and it's like, I did this one thing. Am I a good person, though?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Okay,
You're a good person who did a bad thing.
what if I meant to kill the kid? I'll still be a good person? Can I do all this other stuff? Like, is there a way to, is goodness just on like a spectrum of like where it's like almost like not a pyramid, but like a scale, right? You have like those scales,
Yes.
those old fashioned scales where you have like
It's like the justice scale.
yeah, the justice scale, right? So you have, like, anyone doesn't remember, you have an even balance. One thing goes on the left, one thing goes on the right. The heavier one is at the bottom.
Right.
The lighter one's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say, like, the bad I did, but it would be really heavy though. Wouldn't it be like really heavy? Like, I killed a kid, I destroyed someone's family. You know what I'm saying?
So, what if the bad is just a little bit heavier than the good that you did? Right? Like, there's a scale, so there's degrees to how good and how bad. Or what if it's just a little bit lighter than all the good that you did? There's a little bit more good. You can say you're a good person, but not a great person.
Why does this make you average?
You just be a good person. If the good outweighs the bad in any way,
if you're barely good, I mean,
Then you're barely good, but you're still good.
That's just
You know what I
average
mean?
though. Like if I do like a bunch of fucked up shit and then I do a bunch of good shit, why not just be an average person?
But if you did more good than messed up things, then you're
But I
still a
only
good
did
person.
more good things by like 2. I still did a bunch of bad fucked up shit. I'll be average.
Like if you robbed 5 stores but donated 7,
Yeah, it's not average.
you're bad. Why are you robbing people for?
But what if I'm like Robin Hood though?
Well, if you're Robin Hood, then you're good.
If I'm Robin Hood, I'm good.
Yes.
What if
That's probably one of the few times where the ends justify the means that I can think of. You're robbing, but it's for a good cause. I rarely ever agree with that mentality, but
Okay.
that's one of the few times that it's actually a good thing.
What if I'm like, what's his name? Dude from Narcos.
I haven't
Pablo
seen
Escobar.
Narcos.
I'm Pablo Escobar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? Well, I'm murking people. Cocaine industry. But now I'm only not doing that though, but I'm giving back to the community. I'm making sure all my people in my city have healthcare.
I feel like the taking of a life is heavier than
Saving lives with medicine?
gifting of money.
You're saving lives with medicine though.
You're giving money, and then they're using that money to get medicine, right?
You're paying for people's medicine they cannot afford.
I feel like taking a life is
They're
still...
gonna die without the medicine. It's like if I'm giving you like if someone's dying has to ration off their insulin. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make sure you get all the insulin you need. I'm doing that for the whole community.
You murdered like 10 people, but then you gave 10 people medicine?
What if the people I murdered were bad people too though? Like they weren't good people. They were drug dealers.
Well, were they good people or were they bad people?
Or if they were just average people. And some of them were bad people.
It's not like they don't matter if they're average.
What if they were bad people? Or they were like people just like me then.
Right? Like 10 other Pablo Escobars?
Yeah, 10 other Pablo Escobars. I kill them all. They're running drug trades, all this type of stuff.
Then you did something good.
Did I?
Yeah, if you kill like 10 Pablo Escobars, then I feel like you just improved the...
But I am Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, but then now there's just one of you. you're the good one. Now you're the good one.
I'm the good Pablo Escobar.
You're the good Pablo.
If there's a good Pablo Escobar, then why would there be an issue if there was more Pablo Escobars?
Because they didn't kill the other 10. So they did nothing to balance the scales. They did nothing to...
They gave back to the community. The net positive is giving back and making sure your people can eat and make sure your people can...
The taking of a life is heavier than that.
I'm not saying Pablo... Like, my personal view,
know.
I'm not saying Pablo Escobar. I'm making the case for it right now. And I'm saying if you do all these good things and then you kill... But the people you kill are bad people. They're like drug dealers or they're rapists, they're murderers, and then maybe you kill an occasional cop involved with that too. Are you a bad person? All right. Or you can say you're a good person. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say if you're bad. Are you a good person? Because I'm using a lot of the money. Even though I'm using money to get rich and everything like that, I'm also using the money that I get to make sure my people can eat. Even though I'm making it hella dangerous for them, though, at the same time. You understand what I'm saying?
It depends a lot on who you kill on average. If you're killing bad people, if you're killing bad guys,
Yeah.
I don't agree with killing, but if you're killing bad guys, I'm not gonna. And then you're still doing all this good.
You know what I want to ask you? All right. I'll let you finish. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it was just if you're killing bad guys, and then you're still doing all these good things.
Yeah.
Then I would say you're a good person.
So is Batman a good person?
Yeah, he does a lot of good.
He does a lot of good.
Yeah.
Like what? What does Batman do that's good?
He saves people when they're being robbed, or when Joker's about to murder them, or...
I'm happy you brought up that Joker thing. So if Batman's a good person,
right?
But he keeps letting Joker off the hook. How does
Off
that
the
work?
hook.
Well, not off the hook. Arrested, knowing well and true that he's gonna get out. Does that make him a good person?
He doesn't know that.
He knows that.
No, he doesn't.
It's Batman. Batman's a very smart guy.
Yes.
He knows Joker's gonna. He knows.
He's also a very flawed guy. He has a belief that everyone can be rehabilitated, and that he.
So does your stupidity make you?
That's not stupidity. That's just hope.
Son, if
he has a
hold
belief
on.
in the justice
I'm not letting you.
system.
I'm not letting you get away with that. It's just hope. It's just hope. How many times can someone do something where it's like, okay, maybe there's no hope for this person, or maybe the hope I have for this person does not justify all the bad things they're doing.
Some people lose hope more quickly than others.
No. Hold on. No, I'm not gonna let you say that. I'm not gonna let you say that.
Some people lose hope more quickly than others.
If you keep doing this thing, if I know you're like a dog kicker, right? I know you're a dog kicker, right? And I keep bringing my dogs around you, and you keep kicking them. Will not be a time where I'm like, okay, I'm not bringing my dog. I don't care. Oh no, he can change. He might change this time, and then you go one time without kicking my dog, and the next 5 times you kick my dog.
I wouldn't blame you for losing hope.
There is no hope for you. You're just a dog kicker. That's who you are. That's who you are as a person. That is who you are. You are Khelil, the dog kicker. That's who you are.
Am I trying to not be a dog kicker?
You could be.
Am I trying to not
You're
be a dog kicker?
trying to not be a dog kicker. Whatever.
But I keep just...
You keep
I
kicking
can't
dogs.
resist.
You keep
I
kicking
can't
dogs.
resist.
Yes.
It just looks so kickable.
Yes. You kick chihuahuas for fun. That's who you are. You are Khelil, the dog kicker. All right?
This is not true, by the way.
Yeah, whatever. Continue, man. Do I not bear responsibility for keep bringing dogs around you? Is that not my responsibility?
No, you're not responsible for my actions.
No, but I'm not responsible for the dogs being kicked I keep bringing around you. That's what I'm asking you. Like, if I know you're going to kick dogs if I bring them around you, does that not make me responsible?
But if you suspect that I will,
If
I keep telling you that I won't.
Is the Joker really trying to change?
No. This is not his faith in Joker.
What is his faith in?
His faith is in the GCPD, Gotham's court systems, and Gotham public.
Very reliable things.
That's what his faith is in.
I mean, but they're corrupt. Why you have faith in the corrupt system?
He wants it to be better. There's hope.
You can want it to be better, but if you know it's corrupt, and if you know it's corrupt, the person keeps escaping. Are you not at fault? Like, I ask you if Batman's a good person, because Batman. I'll ask you if Batman's a good person. Batman.
Here's the thing.
Batman is like pseudo police, right? Right.
Right.
So you have this person that continually murders people, gets out every single time, and does it again.
Why does he keep getting out?
Because of the corrupt system of police and the people that he's able to trick and deceive that Batman has faith in. So if this happens twice, maybe I'll give you some credit, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's going on here, buddy? Isn't it your responsibility? Like, especially if you get into life and death fights where he's trying to kill you, would you not be justified in killing him? Like, would that not be a better thing to do if you're arguing for good? Would not be a better thing to do for him to kill Joker than instead of sending him back to where he knows it's a good chance of him getting out and doing the same thing again?
I see your argument, right? And before I get into the Batman Joker thing, the dog kicking thing, not only is it false, it's also a very small, petty, obvious answer. What if I'm gonna give you this example? What if I'm a drug addict? I'm on crack.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, yo, help me, put me in this rehab center, pay for my monthly expenses, and I'm gonna get better. I promise. I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah.
Every rehab center I go to, I keep getting kicked out of because I always relapse.
That's completely different. No.
I always relapse. I keep promising that I'm gonna get better.
Yes, you are, but you're making the effort to because you're going to rehab, not jail. You're going to rehab.
I'm going to rehab, but I always relapse, and then I disappear. Then I rob you. I go to your apartment. I rob you. Then I disappear for like months at a time, and then I come back. Yo, can you help me out again?
Oh no!
I promise this time it's different.
No.
I promise.
No.
I promise.
No.
I fucked up.
How many times? You said 3, 4, 5.
Maybe 3, 4.
But you think you robbed me once and you good? Nah.
I'm an addict. I need it. I literally need it.
I tried to help you.
So you lost hope. Some people will. Some people won't. That's my point.
And that's stupidity.
That's not.
It is.
If you have
when it comes to at the expense of your belonging, of your safety, and it's happened multiple times, that's stupidity.
It's not your safety.
So
I never tried to attack you.
A crack addict comes in and robs your home. That's not when you.
No, when I know you're not home, I try to get in and get out before you. No, I'm not trying to hurt you. If you catch me, then I'm like, my bad. I'm gonna leave.
Nah,
I'm not gonna hurt you.
So foolish, man. I could lose so much like that.
I'm not gonna say
possessions, money, family welfare. No, too much.
I'm gonna say I understand if you lose hope, but some people won't. Some people say I will not give up on my friend. I will not give up on my family member, and I will continue doing as much as I can to give them the opportunity to make a better lives for themselves. In Batman's situation, not only is killing just against his moral code because of what he experienced as a child, if he is to ever make Gotham into a place where he's not needed, he needs to fix the GCPD and the court systems.
Yes,
and he can't do that.
And then
you're
gonna keep doing that while this guy murders So that's what's okay because he keeps killing thousands.
It's not okay because I stop him every time.
No, but he's killing thousands of people. You know he's gonna do it again.
He's not killing thousands.
Hundreds of people, man. Hundreds of people.
I'll say dozens.
No,
maybe hundreds. He's joking.
Like literally hundreds of people.
Maybe hundreds.
Like literally guess audience. Everyone's dead. Studio show. That's hundreds of people, sir.
And he killed him after that.
No.
He snapped his neck.
Joker like
He
snapped
turned
it.
his
He like
face.
snapped it for him.
Oh yeah, true. True. Well, I'm thinking about something else when he snapped Joker's neck. But either way,
my point is Batman
If the
is Batman a good person? If
yes, because what he's doing is so that he can create a Gotham where he's not needed.
First, he's taking the law into his own hands, right? So if he's already able to do
He's
that,
not.
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He's not a police officer.
No, but he's not. He's not. You know, and he's not.
Son, you cannot engage in police. You cannot just go around beating people up, regardless of what they're doing. You cannot do that.
That's not justice. Justice is the courts.
Can you do that? Can you just go around dropping in hideouts, entering into places? That's
obviously that's
illegal. Yes, and
obviously.
That's my point.
But he's not. What he's doing isn't. He's not.
It's
taking
bad.
Justice
It's bad, bro.
into his own hands.
That's literally taking justice in your own. You're breaking the law for your own benefit.
You can arrest somebody, bring them to the police, and then the police can let them go. No justice was done, no matter what that person did.
Man, we're on this Batman thing too long, bro. I don't want to talk about this, man. You know what? You know you should have killed. My whole point is.
I keep trying to get to the bigger.
Yeah, get to the bigger point, please. Get to the bigger point. I don't want to stay on this thing.
What he's doing by not killing any of his villains, is that he is creating a Gotham where he's not needed anymore. That's a better Gotham all around.
I didn't say that. I said the Joker. There's a clear difference.
Joker, that's one of his villains.
All right, so I'll ask you this, right? Osama bin Laden, wanted dead or alive. You find him after he just killed hundreds of people. You have a chance to kill him, and you're in a life or death fight with, or at least what seems to be a life or death fight with him. Are you gonna go out your way to make sure he comes in alive?
No.
Would you be justified in killing him?
If it's me or him, then obviously I'm gonna
Would you be justified in killing him?
If it's me or him that's gonna die in that moment,
would you be justified in killing him?
Yes.
Are you gonna go out your way to save him?
Save him?
Yes.
Like if he's falling off a cliff and he's asking me for my help?
No, but you're gonna make sure in this life or death fight that he doesn't die and you still win. Will you do that?
If I'm able to do that, yes.
All right, you know.
Not the answer you're hoping for, but if I'm able to do that, then yes.
You just cooked.
I don't want him to escape the consequences of everything that he did.
You're cooked.
I do not want him to escape what he just did. I'm not going to give him a quick death.
So you're going to risk your own life doing that?
If I know that I can, then I will. But if it's like I can't get out of this without killing you, I'm going to kill you.
No, it's a possibility you can.
No, but if I know that I can, maybe
you won't know if you can. If it's a life or
if
death
there's like
fight.
an 80% chance that I can pull it off, then yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it.
You know what? This is besides the bigger point. All right, this is way besides the bigger point. All right. The point is, like I say with Batman or Joker or just anybody else, if you let someone continuously get away with something, when you have the power to stop it, can you call yourself a good person? If I'm a drug addict and I'm enabling a drug addict, I could say, oh,
Batman's not enabling anybody.
I'm not saying he is.
He's not letting anyone get away with anything.
But you know he's gonna repeat this behavior.
You're doing what you can so that he's brought to justice.
Fairly. At what cost?
Fairly.
At what cost? At what cost? We're talking about this whole good and bad thing, right? At what cost?
If you're doing the best you can, if you're doing the best you can, but the people you rely on are incompetent,
there has to be a cost.
Is that your fault?
There has to be a cost where it's too much, where it's like I cannot do this anymore. I cannot.
If you're operating at the highest moral level that you can operate, and that's still do what you want to do, but the people that you rely on are incompetent or not as good as you, that's not your fault.
All right. You know what? I don't want to talk about Batman anymore. It's gonna be a whole different episode. All right. Don't want to talk about Batman. Don't want to talk about Joker. I gotta see the new Joker movie. Whatever. Not important. Goes back to the major thing. I'll go back to the very simple example of you being the dog kicker that you are. Right?
Oh my goodness.
You kick dogs. Or no. I'll go back to the fireman example. Right? Or not the fireman example. The example of me killing the kid. I killed the kid that threw a rock at me. He pissed me off.
And then you become a firefighter, and then you save hundreds of kids.
It's not. I don't become a fire. I already am a firefighter, right? I already am a firefighter. I already saved hundreds of kids.
Okay.
So now, this one kid pissed me off, right? I'm just minding my business. He comes, he throws rocks at me, calls me bad word. I'm like, yo, fuck you, right? I just punch him into the street. He dies. Gets run over by a car. I don't feel bad about it. Am I a bad person?
No.
Am I a good person still?
Good person? Yeah.
I'm still a good person.
Yeah.
So even though I just came in and bodied this kid, destroyed his family's life.
He threw a rock at your head, bro.
Off was like a pebble. Like he was just being a brat. He wasn't like he knew it was gonna seriously hurt me. He was just being a brat. Like, this kid's a brat.
How do you throw something at somebody's head and not expect him to retaliate?
Something really. He's a kid. He's like 10 years old. That's what I'm saying. He's 10 years old.
But you should know about it. At that age, I knew not to throw rocks at people's head.
You did, but
I'm just saying.
hold on. All right, maybe it wasn't a rock. Maybe it was a paper ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, right? You remember that time? You remember that time, bro? Come on, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. For everybody who doesn't know, you can explain it to them if they don't know, man. Back in the middle school days.
Back in middle school, me and Alice was on the same school bus home, and this one day, I don't know what came over us, but we just started throwing paper balls at people in their cars whenever the school bus stopped. I'm not proud saying it. I'm not proud that I did it. We thought it was funny. It was just paper balls, you know. It was just like, oh shit, you know. They're gonna be so surprised when they get hit, you know.
That was top 5 funny shit I've seen in my life, bro. No bullshit.
Right before my bus stop, this buff dude in a U-Haul truck, not a U-Haul, a UPS truck with the open doors, was pulled up right next to us. And Alex told me that I should hit him with the paper ball. And right when we pulled off, he was turning. We were going straight. I hit him with the ball, and he tried to turn back into the intersection, but he couldn't do it. And I ran all the way home that day without stopping. If he would have punched me into the street and I would have died, would he be a bad person?
That's what I'm saying. Would he be a bad person?
No.
He would be a bad person.
No, he would not.
He didn't force it?
I might have deserved it.
He didn't take it too far? I didn't take it too far?
I might have deserved it, man.
Like that kid.
If he was someone who saved hundreds of kids' lives and then I just caused him to have an accident and then he caught up with me.
So anytime someone throws a paper ball at his head or someone throws like a pebble at his head, then that's a fair retaliation?
It's not fair, but I'm not going to say you're bad in spite of all the good things that you did so far. You're going to be punished. You should go to jail for a very long time if you did that, of course, but I'm not going to say he's a good
so I should be punished if I like
100%.
But I save all these lives. I'm a hero.
Bad things happen to good people all the time.
Is that fair? How's that fair?
Life ain't fair.
I saved hundreds of kids' lives, but I took this one kid's life.
Yeah.
Now
Unnecessarily.
Now I'm just like, that's it.
Go to jail.
I'm not a good person.
We like you, but you got to go away.
So I'm just not a good
I'm very sorry that you did that.
All right, I got to go away, but am I still good?
Yes, you are.
Took his life.
There's good people in jail.
I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that.
Yeah, so I'll say you're still a good person.
So there's no limit to why. So what if I did like a couple more times?
See, this is dangerous, what I'm saying right now, because just because you save a bunch of lives don't give you the right to take one and still be a good person and still keep your image right.
What if not to use another superhero example, what if Superman killed some people? Right? He killed like 3 people. And it was like, yo, leave me the hell alone, and he just punched them. On
the scale that we're talking about,
yeah,
his scale is still very heavily good.
He saved the world many times. It's like the firefighter. Or I don't even say he's a firefighter. Now I say he's a firefighter and he's a war hero. Well, let's add to that. He's a firefighter and he's an Iraq war hero, right? He jumped on a
IED.
He jumped on the IED. He lost like a piece of his left eye, but he saved his whole battalion. But he did punch that kid. That kid died.
Like I said,
he's still like I could. Can you call him good? He's a child killer, bro.
He's a war hero.
He's a child killer.
He did this horrible, heavy thing that he should be punished for. And, you know, his accolades should probably be stripped away, maybe. But he still did a lot of good things, man. But at the same time, just because you do a lot of good things doesn't give you the right to take a life.
I'm not saying okay. Let's.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm confused.
Okay. I
don't know.
So if your good outweighs so we'll go back to this. If your good outweighs the bad by let's say like a decent percentage, right? And we'll never be able to quantify what a decent percentage is.
Right.
But a decent percentage, like you've done like 15 or 20 more good things than a few, and then you did a few bad things. That makes you an objectively good person. Could we say that? Is that fair?
If the good things and the bad things are very are proportionally opposed, then yes. When it comes to saving lives and taking lives, then if you saved more than you took, like a soldier, right? Soldiers kill people, but they save people back at home, ideally. Right?
Oh, man.
This is a very difficult conversation.
We can. I can't call soldiers good people because they might Oh man, that's hard.
This is a very difficult
'Cause
conversation.
now I'm gonna
man.
say, I say like, just because you joined the army, you're not a good person.
Yeah,
And then you could also be like, you could also be following the orders of a government that's terrible.
that doesn't make you a bad person.
You could still be saving the lives of your people back home, but you're following orders of government and they
If
making
you
do
don't
it.
know that the government's bad, then
What if you do know though? Or what if you know like, oh damn, like now that I'm here, we don't have to treat the people like this, right? Like what if you go to Iraq or Afghanistan or one of these countries that we've been in for a long time, and you're like, oh damn, it's like this was completely different from what I thought it would be. Like these people are in way worse situations, and we kind of made it worse by being here, right?
okay.
I don't want to do this no more. You can't just leave. You go to jail for treason if you just leave. So you understand what I'm saying? So now it's like now you're backed into a corner where you have to do maybe some really fucked up shit.
But that doesn't make you a bad person.
Does it not?
You can't do anything
What if
else.
you're a Nazi? You can't do anything else. But you kind of know what you're doing is bad, but you're a Nazi, and if you do anything like that steps out of line, you'll be put in that position of like, oh damn,
Like
you're
if
gonna get killed too now.
if I have no problem with Jews, but I happen to be German and in the army, and right now they're just killing Jews left and
Yes,
right,
and
and
you
then
know-
they say, Khelil, press the button for the gas chamber. Let's get rid of this batch.
Yes, you do that.
And I say no. I can't say no, can I?
You can't say no. But if you do it, are you? You could probably say you're a bad person.
I'm
though,
a bad
right?
person. I would die.
Just-
I would die before I did that.
You die before you did that.
I would die before I did that. That's me. I wouldn't expect other people to do that. Really,
It's very easy to say when you're not in the moment.
I know.
I feel like
I know.
So
But I, in my mind, before I kill a group of innocent people under the threat of death, put me in front of the firing squad, bro. In my mind right now, I'm saying that, and I would like to think that that's what I would do in that situation.
I think if you had all the propaganda that they had, and whatever. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, that's fair. But so you're saying if that person did that though, they would
If
be
that person did that,
they're a bad person. They know what they're doing is wrong. They don't want to do it, but they still did it. So here comes the thing with intentions versus actions. You know what I'm saying?
damn.
Like what's your actions is really bad, but your thought and your intention, you know that like you know
There's
that
no
they're
right
still
answer to
good.
this.
And maybe we're using like a couple extreme examples.
This
here.
is there's no right answer to this. This is a trick question.
No, it is a trick. It's So that's what I'm saying. It's just being a good person, a trick question.
It's like the question of like if your grandmother's on one side of the train tracks and there's a family of innocent people on the other side and you control the lever to decide where the train goes and who to kill. Do you kill the innocent family or do you kill your grandma?
See you for dinner tomorrow, Grandma. I mean, like it sounds messed up, bro. But like,
It does. No matter what you say, it sounds messed up. That's what this is.
I say it jokingly, but that's the decision that's the decision I'm making. Honestly,
There's no
I
right
don't,
or
I
wrong
don't even
answer.
have to think twice. Like, because people are more naturally good to people they care about, people that impacted their lives. Like, it's a random thing. I'm not gonna say it, but it's like, yeah.
But the net benefit in the world would be if your grandmother died.
Would it though? What if my grandma does a lot of stuff though? What if my grandmother's like?
All right, let's
Tariq?
go into details. Let's just say.
Oh yeah. All right,
let's just say your grandmother
go
only
ahead,
has
go ahead.
you, and you only have your grandmother.
Yeah, go ahead.
But this family has each. This is like a post-apocalyptic world, right? You already lost everything. You all you got, and this family has each other, right? And maybe there's like one other member of the family on the other side of the tracks and saying, "Please save my family."
Okay.
But then there's your grandmother. Who do you take?
I'm still taking Gramps, man. I'm still taking.
There's no right answer.
It probably isn't.
And that's what this
honestly,
conversation is.
Probably for surviving, it would make more sense to take the family too. Probably. If you're especially in a post-apocalyptic world, if you want to survive, it probably makes sense to save the family because they'll have some loyalty to you and they can probably help you out more than your grandmother could. Right.
To save the family, it would make sense. You said.
It would make sense if especially if you're in a post-apocalyptic
Right,
world.
'cause you're in a group now.
Yeah,
And
now
that
you're in a
increases
group,
your odds.
and now they're gonna have some allegiance to you because you saved them. Your grandmother's probably old, she doesn't have much life left.
It's probably much harder to travel with her.
Exactly. So,
But it's your grandmother.
see, grandmother. Exactly. That's the thing too. So I don't know. Being a good person is not being an asshole isn't hard, but I think being a good person is really hard. I think it's really, really hard.
I feel like no matter who you are, no matter how good you think you are, there's people who think you're bad.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
but I mean, people always think anything though. But there should be a way to be an objectively good, or at least a majority of people think you're an objectively good person. There should be a way to do that. Though.
All right, so before we end this right now,
Yeah.
can you think of that way right now, or should we ask the people? A way to be objectively good.
All I know is Mr. Rogers, man. That's all I know. I can't even say a president. Presidents do a lot of messed up things.
I'm hip.
But you kind of, but you're in a situation where you kind of have to. It's
For
very
me, the way to be objectively good is to do things for the betterment of your environment for selfless reasons.
But there's like almost no selfless reasons, man.
Almost. But that's the only way. This is hard.
What is a selfless, like, can you think of a selfless reason? You can't.
Yeah, like I said with the mass shootings and taking the bullet for other people.
Yes, that's
very few and far in between, so it's very hard to be objectively good.
Yes, and you can't do that on a regular basis. That's not fair.
You're gonna need the opportunity to prove that you're genuinely good. A lot of opportunities. What do you guys think, man? I don't know. I don't feel like no matter what we said, there's gonna be a lot of people who said yes. There's gonna be a lot of people who said no.
There's situations where you're back into a corner if you're part of an army or like just anything where you're in.
Because I almost sounded like a Nazi sympathizer just now, bro. Because I said like if a Nazi pressed the gas button, maybe he's I don't, like what if he didn't have any problem with Jews, but he didn't want to, he had to.
Life is very complicated, and I think it's way too easy for someone to say, if I was in that situation, my life was on the line or their life on the line. Oh, I'll take my life down.
It is.
And then what? And then you gotta think about what's the net good of that. Because at the same time,
someone else could just go up and press that button.
Exactly. So you can make it seem like you're gonna be a very noble person. That's why you do the same thing with slave owners. You could like, oh, everyone owned slaves back then, so it's kind of all right. I know it was wrong, but like, it's like I kind of like outcast if I'm on this freaking abolitionist wave.
And if I didn't have this slave treating him good, then he'd be with another master getting beat up.
So does it even matter? So yeah. So there's so many. Being good is very hard.
I don't know.
I'm not justifying any of these slave. Stop it.
Of course not.
Before you even get there, stop it.
I don't sympathize with Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't sympathize with slave owners.
Fuck them. Honestly, fuck those guys.
The point is, it's hard to determine what's good, who's good, and who's bad.
Especially looking back. Especially when you look back in history.
No, it's hard to determine who's good.
But looking good, like even doing right now, looking at what's good is very hard.
Yes, I feel like it's easier to determine what's bad or a bad person.
But I mean, what if what if the bad person does a lot of good though? How much do you need to outweigh the good?
I'm done with. All right, that's it. That's it. All right. What do y'all think, man? What, in your opinion, is a sure way to determine if someone's good? And also, I want to know examples of good people, whether they're personal to your lives or celebrities, well-known people. Let me know what you think.
We'll just leave it right there, and don't say Mr. Rogers. Don't say
we
Mr. Rogers. We got Mr. Rogers already, so you can't say Obama or any of the presidents because we're gonna clown you in the comments for that.
Can't say Gandhi or
even if it's Gandhi. Say whoever we want. We're a brother.
No restrictions. All right. Comment down below. Like the video. Share with your friends. Like the audio. Share that with your friends too.
We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you can find your podcast. We're there.
Very difficult conversation.
What makes a good person?
See y'all next week, man.